Well, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Nathan Owens is here from The Young and the Restless.
Hello.
So good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
It's been a long time, but everybody knows Nathan from his work on Devious Maids as Jesse Morgan and Cameron Johnson in Days of Our Lives and all the other things. I do want to talk to you about your singing on 911.
Oh, okay.
Which
let's get into it.
Get into in a minute, but you are playing Holden Novak on Young and the Restless, and of course, first there's the whole story of you thought you were playing Damian, and then in the show they made you seem like you were Damian. So, what is the story? You went in for the audition for Damian?
Yeah, correct. So I went in initially for the audition as Damian, but they liked me, but I think they were looking for something a little different. So they gave me a call back a couple weeks later and offered me up another role that had a tie to Damian as well too. So it was like a right-hand man, and I was like, sure, yeah, I'll take it. I was over the moon. It was nice.
Now, did you know Jermaine, who got the part before?
You know what's crazy is we briefly met one time when we were on Devious Maids. We talked about this because he was a cop and I was on the show as well too, and he said, I remember this too, because he said he went into the makeup trailer one time and it was just me in there and I was getting my makeup done. He kind of came in out of nowhere and was like, oh, is this the right place for me to be? And I was like, we exchanged hellos or whatever, but I was like, I do remember that. So that's the one brief meeting we had prior to this show, but he brought it up to me. So yeah.
So
kind of cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
It is cool. So what did you know then about the character? Not much.
Not much.
You like sitting on the secret, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't know too much about the character coming into it, other than my boss was Damian, and I was kind of
here he is with you.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was kind of doing some recon as him, disguised as him. So that was pretty much it, and then just threw me into the fire. Just get on out there, man. It was fun. It was cool.
By the way, you're gonna play this guy Holden, or did he not have a name?
I believe did he? Yeah, he had a name. Yeah, he did have a name, but they didn't go too deep into that at that time. Not in the very beginning. Yeah.
So your first scenes are with Sean.
Yeah.
Right?
Sean Dominic.
What's it like working with him? And now clearly there's a problem because of Audra.
Right. Yeah. Well, first off, he's a great actor to work with and a great person. We have a good sense of humor that we both laugh a lot and maybe a little too much once in a while. But yeah, he's a great actor, a very generous actor as well too, and willing to help you out if you want to go over stuff. And yeah, he's solid. He's good.
There was that scene where he comes in and he's being Damian, and then the mother comes down, then Valarie Pettiford comes down, and she's like, you're not my son.
Yeah.
What is he thinking at that point, Holden? He's like, I'm screwed, basically.
Well, yeah, he was caught off guard, blindsided by that situation. And first off, Valerie's another phenomenal actress as well too. And I think it was more so a situation like calculating what to do as far, do I run? Do I just, do I run, or do I figure out the situation, and see how I can kind of navigate it, or, it's a tough spot to be in. I think it was pretty clear that you had to be pretty forthright with with the truth there. So.
Okay. So if you don't have to tell me too much, but are we supposed to like Holden? Or is Holden got so many secrets that we don't know what to believe? Is he manipulative or just lethargic? Like what?
I think. I mean, feel free to like Holden, but I think he is. He's calculated. I don't know if I wouldn't consider him. He's not an evil person, but he's definitely a calculated person and a bit manipulative. And he glosses it over with some serious charisma. So
right.
I mean, you can think of how. What's that?
He's the charmer, the Lothario.
He's a charmer. Yeah, he's a charmer, but the whole time he's trying to get he's usually trying to pull some information out of situations too, even when he's charming. So, yeah.
So are you like him in that respect in your life? Do you put on the charm as Nathan Owens when you have to, or are you nothing like this at all?
I mean, I do have, I've been told that I have some charm, but there's no malice or manipulation behind that. But yes, I do. I think, we all have a little bit of our characters in ourselves.
Right. So he has a bit of swag. He has a bit of swag in the.
He has a bit of swag. He has a bit of swag, but he also has some ulterior motives. So,
Yeah, I love that they named him Holden, and I love that there's a Lily on the show, because Holden and Lily were a very popular couple on As the World Turns, so we thought we were doing like a retcon thing. So I wanted to ask you, what do you think of the beautiful Christel Khalil? And I can see them ending up together. That's just my hot take.
I'm
looking at Christel, who I've known for years, is so beautiful, and I've known you. I'm like, oh, these two would be good on screen together.
Yeah, I think, man, she is fierce. Like she comes with a bit of fire and spice whenever she enters the whatever scene it is. To be honest with you, and as a person, she's just very delightful, very very honest and funny too. She has a good sense of humor. But it was great working with her so far. And I can't tell you, I don't know. Who knows? We might end up together. Who knows?
Might be. Okay. And then we have Audra. Clearly, Audra, Zuleyka Silver, there's a past. She's kind of playing it down to Nate. Like but obviously it's very much, she's got a thing for him. Or, right? Or,
well,
is it a problem that something happened?
I think something very intense happened between the two of them that I think she wouldn't like Nate to find out about. And so, yes, I think she's playing it down for her own sake, because I think in her reality, things are just starting to look pretty good in her relationship. And then you drop Holden in with all this this past. I think for her sake, she wants him out of there, but at the same time, she wants some information from him. So there's a bit of like a cat and mouse push and pull thing going on between the two of them. And I'll leave it with that.
I'm saying,
so who knows?
I'm saying hitting the sheets soon.
I mean, maybe. Who knows? I mean, Holden's quite the charmer. Who knows?
He's a charmer, right? So he's in Genoa City. This is a new city for him, we think, we believe, right? So is he like checking everything out? I mean, he's a ladies' man. Do you think?
Yeah, definitely. So he is, I'd say he's quite the social person, and he knows where to meet people and rub shoulders with people. And I know that he's kind of surveying the land. And with that, he pops up at a few of the watering holes of Genoa City, and you'll see him meet a few new characters and jump into their storylines perhaps as well too, as he has conversations with people. And I also think he's doing that because he wants to figure out what makes this place tick, who's who, and find out how to work his magic in that area.
And manipulate and have leverage and figure out who he needs to cozy up to.
Exactly. Right? Yeah.
I wonder if he'll end up with the Newman group. Like,
I mean, you never know. As of right now, you've got me sleeping with two different people. I'm in the Newman group.
Lily and Audra.
Yeah.
I have that going on. Now, you came to Young and the Restless. Did anybody show you around? I mean, you've done soaps before, but what was it like coming to YNR? I think you're frozen.
Lost the connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just froze. Okay, got you back. Can you hear me?
Yes. Did you hear me?
I didn't hear that part. Yeah, it froze right before.
Okay. I was saying you came to the Young and the Restless. You came to the set. Did anyone show you around? Were any of the guys, like, who was helpful to you once you landed the role there? You've never been there before, right?
I had never been there, no. And it's like a labyrinth at first, to be honest with you. I'm trying to figure, I didn't know where the hell to go, to be honest with you. But Fritz, one of the line producers, and a couple other makeup artists and a few other people kind of like walked me through to go. I was pretty much like just a lost child at first. And, I mean, even to this day, they're like, "Oh, you're on set over here." I'm like, "Where's it? Where's it?" But I'm starting to get the lay of that land as well too. But everyone was really nice, warm, very inviting, and helpful too.
So do you have to figure out for yourself kind of this is a new character and we don't really know everything, and maybe the writers don't yet. Do you kind of have to like in your head figure out kind of what you're playing? Like, do you have a backstory for him that we don't know, but you're using to help you in the scenes?
Correct. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, you kind of, I mean, you should, yeah, for sure. And I, as Holden, do as well too, with regard to Audra, as well as Damian, Jermaine's character. Yeah, Damian. There's a bit of a backstory there, and just kind of just figuring out where we came up and why we are so close as far as Damian's concerned, and just coming up with ideas of why that is and where we came from and came up together and stuff like that too. And
you're talking about Damian and Holden. With
Damian and Holden, as well as Audra as well too.
Right. Yeah. And what was Zuleyka's first impression of you, do you think, when you met her?
As a person
before or no?
I think we knew of each other. Yeah, because I remember we were I was in the callback for Damian, and we were on Zoom, and she was reading one of the parts, Sean was reading another part, and she had said, she was like, "Do I know you? Do we know each other?" And like, I couldn't really figure it out at the time, but she did look very familiar. So I think we know of each other. Yeah. But I think it was all good. It was all good when we met each other. It was, we get along really well. Both have good sense of humor, and yeah, it's very nice.
So do you think Damian and Holden like each other?
Oh yeah.
Like they have each other's back, or are they like gonna stab each other in the back?
I think Damian is like Holden's older brother. I think that they are, they're best friends, and in a soap opera, the best friends might end up being enemies anytime soon. But I mean, as of right now, they're very close. I know that Holden's a very loyal person to Damian as well. So as far as that goes, they are friends, very good friends. But there could be some rifts. Who knows?
I see some rifts all over Lily.
It's possible.
I also wonder, do you think in your mind that they would connect Holden, that he's somebody's child on the show?
Ooh, I haven't thought about that.
Because what's interesting in soaps, right? And you know this.
Yeah.
Sometimes if they really like the actor and the characters working with, they'll be like, wait, let's give him a father. Let's give him a mother. Who's his sister?
All right. I like that. All right. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Let's bring that up.
Let's put that into the universe here. And then, yeah, they'll pick up on it.
So you started as a model, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah. And
you're still modeling.
I still do. Yeah, I still do.
Because you get these great campaigns. Right?
Yeah. I work with
for you to get great it's like I follow you. I'm like, wow, he got that and he got that. Is that like a big get? How do you feel when you get those? And is it pressure?
Oh, it's great for one. It's great to be working, and it's great for them to trust their brand in your hands, with regard to modeling, I've done it for, close to 20 years now. So I've made a lot of connections throughout that industry, and, they trust what I bring to the table there. And a lot of people like, for instance, I worked with Ralph Lauren years ago, and a lot of those people spanned out to work with Gap or Peter Millar or a lot of different other brands. And they're like, you know what, I really liked working with this guy, Nate, back in, such and such time. So a lot of it comes from that, to be honest with you. A lot of it comes from the previous relationships that I had. And people have moved on to other places. And then obviously there's also new ones as well, too, that are fun. Like Viore is one I did last year that was pretty intense. But yeah, it's good. It's a good feeling, and they take me to good locations, fun locations, places I've never been before. So, yeah, I love it.
So, if we were you for a day, is there a day where you what's a bad day? Do you ever have a day like you don't feel you look good when your looks are such an important part of modeling? Do you I am not going in? You know,
main security's here.
Yeah. Bad day? Were you like, what's a bad day?
You know what? I often joke about it with the people on set too. I'm like, sometimes I look in the mirror, I'm like, why the hell did you guys hire me? But they're like, shut up. You're just, you're in your head about whatever. But yeah, I mean, everyone can kind of get in their head about whatever it is. But truly, you're usually the only one that sees whatever that is, and then and they see something completely different and much better than you sometimes. But yeah, I mean, that could sneak in every once in a while for sure.
When you got into modeling, were you discovered or did you want to do it?
You know what? My sister encouraged me to do it because I was at the time working for a company, Verizon. I was just slanging cell phones and wasn't really enjoying my life. And my sister propositioned that, and I never thought it was even a thing that could be. I never thought that was like a real career that you can make out of that. So I was like, get out of here. I was an athlete, grew up an athlete. I'm like, come on, what are we talking about? Anyways, I went down to San Francisco, I went online and submitted some photos to Ford in San Francisco. And they called me within a week and had me signed within 2 weeks. And then I was out in New York a couple months later, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, life changed in like 3 months, I think it was. It was just completely different. But my sister was the one who influenced me to do that.
Well, thank you, sister.
Yeah. She still asked for 10% for everything.
Does your family watch you on YNR?
Oh yeah, they check me out on They do. They watch everything I do. Sometimes I don't even watch it, and they watch it because I'm like, I get embarrassed sometimes seeing myself on screen. But they love it. They love watching me.
So let's talk about this. Here you are singing 911. And it was a Ray Charles tune, right? And I watched it and I just thought it was so great because I sing too.
You do?
Yeah. All my stuff's on Spotify. I'm a singer-songwriter.
Oh, right on. Right on.
So I'm so like to see you do that and to hear your voice. I so appreciated it. I thought it was such a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
That we don't get to see.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, because I've gone through that in my life where, they know me for one thing. And I've had to put out my own music and my new releases and do all that. And people are a little reluctant to see me that way because they know me as one thing.
Right.
But here I thought you were just exquisite. I thought the vocals were amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, that was a pretty special moment all around. We got to go to one of the studios over here in Hollywood, and they were telling me all the history, like a lot of like Elvis had recorded there, and Whitney Houston had recorded there, and that's kind of where we did the initial recording. And then I got to play for the actual scene and whatnot in front of like the extras and everybody there too. It was pretty cool. It was it was pretty special. And like music to me is my heart, and I've always been a very musical person. My dad has been in a band for the last 50 years of his life, or if not more, actually, at this point. But so it's always been a part of my life. And my mom always loved music, always had music on in the house, albums and Stevie Wonder and all Motown stuff, Michael Jackson. Yeah. So that's all the stuff that I've come up on. And
so
that was nice.
Will you do more singing?
What's that?
Will you do more singing?
You know what? A lot of people have asked me to push more of that stuff out there and playing guitar and singing as well too. But
well, I think there's nothing better than him pulling out a guitar or a keyboard in front of Audra and singing a song.
Audra or
Lily.
Okay, yeah. And then next thing you know,
hitting the sheets. We have
we have children.
Children. Mapped out the next 9 months of story.
Right. Storylines exactly.
Right. So you are from the Bay Area.
Originally, Daly City to be specific.
Daly City. Right. Yeah. So we're Warriors fans.
Oh yeah, big time.
Were you way back a Warriors fan?
What was that?
Were you way back a Warriors fan before?
Yes. So the first game I ever went to was in 1989. Oh God, don't do the math on that, y'all. 1989 when I was a little kid.
You were 5.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, that was the first game I ever went to. Was a fan of them, but I was also a fan of like Michael Jordan as well too at the time. Who wasn't a fan of Michael Jordan at the time? But then we moved up to Sacramento, and I never trusted the Kings. I always like rocked with the Warriors, and I rocked with the Kings as well too. But there was always kind of a letdown, you know. It was always a bit of a letdown. Then until recently, in the last 10 years, when the Warriors started making, you know, quite a scene. I was at a lot of those playoff games as well too.
I am so jealous. I've never been to a Warriors game. They're my team.
Hey.
Yeah, like I've always wanted to go, and I've never. Is it amazing to watch Curry play and all
You
that?
know what?
Is it better on TV?
No, oh my God, no. The playoff energy is absolutely amazing, and I will say this though. I went to like Oracle before they went over to Chase. The energy there it was more intense than it is at Chase. I gotta say. I mean, maybe they're still growing. The fandom is still growing in Chase, but the Oracle energy was something special, very special.
Oracle's
still good too, though.
What's that? Oracle was in Oakland, right?
It was in Oakland. It was before they moved over to San Francisco.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. It's weird. I've been an A's fan and a Golden State Warriors fan my whole life.
Damn.
And I have no connection to San Francisco. Oh, those were my teams.
You know what? The A's are moving up to Sacramento for a couple of years. Did you see that? They're moving up there just to like temporary before they go out to Vegas.
I heard that. Yeah. They can't seem to get it together.
They can't, man. I feel bad for Oakland, to be honest with you.
I do too. They're always the put upon.
I know.
And in trouble. They can never field the team. So have you met Eric Braeden?
Have I met Eric Braeden? I don't know. No, I don't think so. No,
So you haven't met like Melody, Eric, the Newman people. You're like, because you're in your own story, right?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't met them. No.
Okay. Yeah, I would put. Okay.
I haven't met them. I might have met other Newman people, but I don't remember meeting them.
There's some other Newman people to meet.
Yeah.
Is there a scene so far you've done, whether it's aired or not, or you have to? If it hasn't aired, don't tell me what you did. But is there a favorite scene you've done so far that you're like, I really liked how I did that scene?
Yeah, actually, it hasn't aired yet, but
of course.
Hasn't aired yet, but it's. I can say who with.
Okay.
Yeah, with Sean Dominic, and then Brighton as well, which I enjoyed that string of scenes that we did. I think we did a really good job.
Well, Brighton's like a multiple Emmy winner on the show.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like people. I mean, I remember when he was so young on the show, and I can't believe he's grown into this leading man.
Right. It trips me out because I've seen some of the old cast photos and seeing Christel and seeing Brighton and stuff like that grow up with the show. It honestly, it's a trip. Literally grow up. Like you can see them grow up each year in the cast photos. It's a trip.
So when you look at kind of what do you have something you'd like to do? Like I know it's so new for you right now, but if you were to tell a story, do you know kind of like what storyline you'd love to tell someday? Is there something
with regard to Y&R?
Like something about Holden's past that you think would be?
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to see really what Damian and Holden. Actually, you know what? I want to know what Audra and Holden have. Like, I want to know the intensity of how deep that got. I'd like to.
Do you think they had a romantic relationship and some other thing with business?
Yeah. Yes. I think I'm like, can I say that? Yes.
It's like 20 questions with Nathan Owens.
Yeah. They've had quite the past.
Yeah.
They've had quite the past.
Well, she's very fiery, like a fiery actress, which I like.
Yeah. She puts it on for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. And Holden tries to neutralize it with his charm. And, yeah. We'll see if it works. We'll see if we'll be in those sheets, like you said.
I think there's a lot of sheets in your future on the show.
I wouldn't be super surprised, but
I mean, it's kind of daytime, right? The nature of daytime.
Right.
I don't know what you're signing up for when you get a role.
Oh yeah.
Daytime.
Oh yeah.
And they right.
Oh
Did you ever watch soaps growing up?
Once in a while, yeah, because like like my grandma would have them on and stuff like that too. When I'd stay home or we'd be off school for whatever reason. So I would. I don't remember exactly which ones, but I do remember watching a few with my grandma when I was younger. Yeah.
So, if in your life,
mm-hmm.
what's a day for you? Like working out and modeling and the show.
Okay, a day in my life.
In the life, like if we wanted to be Nathan Owens, what would we need to do?
Okay, well, I typically it revolves around. There's some travel involved.
Travel.
So there's definitely travel involved. Usually it's a flight somewhere. I'll tell you what my last, let's say 72 hours was. I was on set with a client in North Carolina for about 4 days, and then hop on a flight to Sacramento-ish area, and drove down to LA, squeezed in a little workout when I first got here, set up at my Airbnb, jumped onto set the next morning. And it's a lot of that. It's a lot of in transition, trying to find small things to keep you grounded throughout the process. Like at my dog, whenever I'm home, I hang out with my dog and we go on little skateboard rides and stuff like that. She loves it. And just usually hanging out with my family. I'm pretty much a family and friend guy. That's what I like to do. That makes me feel at home, because there is so much travel. You're here, you're there, you're here, you're getting pulled, you're here, you're getting pulled there. So it's nice to have that moment with them. And
do you know enough ahead of time with your work schedule at Y&R if you're doing your other stuff? Like they'll work it out with if things work out?
Yeah. They seem to be pretty, so far so good. Yeah, as far as long as there's a good enough amount of time to tell them and to prepare for it, then we can work it out. And if we'll do what we can. We'll do what we can.
All right. So obviously coming up before we wrap, obviously we're just going to have to be on the lookout for more of the layers being revealed of Holden. And do you like the name?
I do like the name. Yeah. The first thing that jumps into my head is obviously Catcher in the Rye.
Catcher in the Rye. Like, is there and I'm thinking, well, what is the deep meaning if they called him Holden? Is it related to Catcher in the Rye?
Right. I was like, okay, all right. But I've since learned what you just told me about
Holden and Lily.
Yeah. Someone else told me that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm putting my money down on Holden.
You are? Okay. I can see. Okay.
So I guess we'll have to 6 months do another interview, and like when you can really talk.
When we can really talk about it and some more things have developed. Once Holden is kind of like,
slept his way.
Once he's been in a few sheets.
And then we'll see if he's really a good. I think he's a good guy.
Okay, I like that you think that. I like that you think that.
I think he's a misunderstood guy.
Okay. I
think I'd be really disappointed if they made you completely cruddy.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair.
Guys,
like a politician.
You've met Nathan. He's running for office.
Right, exactly. But yeah, I mean, he's an interesting guy. He's a mysterious guy, and I will say he's calculated. And sometimes being calculated and mysterious can lead you down some not so flattering roads, and you can have some issues.
Lena's agreeing with me. I agree. Lily and Audra, hopefully one or other hook up the sexy man Holden. So Lena's hoping you'll.
She's trying to see it too. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I see you.
Okay. Jeff is like, go Holden and Lily. Never thought of that, Michael. That's what I'm saying. Allison is in. She says, can't wait to see how everything unfolds. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Right on.
Okay.
Keep watching, Allison. Yeah, you'll see. There's more to come. I mean, I can only say so much.
Wait, do you like what you know? Do you think it's good?
I do like what I know, and I do like where it's expanding as well too. I like
right, because you're meeting more people. You're going to
right. I'm starting to meet more people in the city, and yeah, and it's getting interesting.
All right, Nathan. To be continued.
To be continued.
Everybody watch Nathan Owens weekdays on The Young and the Restless on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. So good to see you. Go Warriors.
Go Warriors. Let's go.
Let's go.
Championship number 5.
Championship. Let's go. All right, Nathan. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
All right.